Creatures, creatures, creatures. Every place on Earth has all kinds of different creatures of all shapes, sizes, and forms. What you'll see in different continents and different places in the corners of the globe. You'll meet with some of the creatures face to face. Introducing these two television teachers, the Kratt Brothers. Yeah, the Kratt Brothers. They appeared on public television since the 1990s. As I've been talking about Kratts Creatures on PBS Kids Memories before, this is my chance for me to talk about how those creatures meant to be and how we can take good care of them. Of course, as I, Agent Mike, will talk about the Kratt Brothers collection. Next, on Agent Mike's movie TV show Revewer.
Junior Explorers, welcome to this Explorer Edition here at Agent Mike's movie TV show Revewer. Oh wow, here I am as a Safari Explorer Agent Mike. Boy, it's an all new concept for going all things wildlife. Well then, speaking of wildlife, have you heard of a show, What's It Like, that want to see the animals, but find out what it's like to be the animals? Well, this show is one of the first Kratt Brothers performance on PBS back in the 1990s. And it's called Kratts Creatures. This is one of the first Kratt Brothers shows to air on PBS back in the 1990s. And of course, the Kratt Brothers, Chris and Martin, is going to guide you all to explore the wilds, the places, landmarks, and to see all kinds of creatures of all shapes, sizes, and forms, big or small, and everywhere you see. So now, here's my review on Kratts Creatures. So, while we review it, let's go on a safari adventure. Follow me!
Ah, yes. Kratts Creatures. The first Kratt Brothers show to air on PBS in 1996. As I already mentioned it back on PBS Kids Memories, Kratt Brothers are television teachers of Chris Kratt and Martin Kratt. They are here to talk about all kinds of different animal creatures around the world, with a little help of Allison, of course.
Before Wild Kratts, on Kratts Creatures, there is a girl who tracks the Kratt Brothers down. Her name is Allison. Oh yes, she tracks the Kratt Brothers down of all the corners of the globe.
This educational series shows Kratt Brothers taking a trip around the world to meet all kinds of creatures, of animals, of all shapes, sizes, and forms. Not to see the animals, but find out what it's like to be the animals. Of course, Kratts Creatures was all about animals and natural science. Oh, I love how the Kratt Brothers rode on a camel, taken to different creatures that they have never seen before. Yes, camels have large mouth and chewing their lunches. And it takes a while to have their energy to get them going. Ooh, different creatures of Australia such as kangaroos. I really love kangaroos. Indeed, you will always find them at every zoo, every nature center, and every natural wildlife habitat. And of course, a sanctuary filled with animals of exotic of all kinds. And wow, at every place in the world, they always have a tribal of people that the Kratt Brothers have saw. Every place in the world that Kratt Brothers travel saw some different people and different cultures and different artifacts and different creatures, as previously mentioned. Wow, they're pretty good in hunting and obstacles and a lot of research with Allison and T-Tark. T-Tark!
A computerized animated creature who also helps Allison, guides the Kratt Brothers too. And to show the viewers at home what these creatures are.
Ah yes, T-Tark, a blue dinosaur-like creature appearing on monitors throughout the Creature Club, the Kratts' main base of operations. The name T-Tark was Kratt spelled backwards. And of course he claims to know many facts about animals, but many of these facts are out of date since he became extinct millions of years ago. He's a one-of-a-kind dinosaur that is fully animated only on Kratts Creatures.
Is they just don't have what it takes.
Like feathers.
Hey, you don't just need feathers, you need strong feathers. Believe me.
Other cool things about Kratts Creatures.
Finding things in dens and outside lands are coyotes. On country and city you'll find.
Explore in the wild as we go.
The Kratt Brothers love exploring the wilds on their bikes, jeeps, hot air balloons, and planes and helicopters, and so much more, and spying creatures around.
Oh boy, exploring. What's in the dark?
This is weird. Maybe there's more to this sewer legend than we thought.
Oh boy, to explore creatures in the dark, inside the cave, and in the night sky, and searching for bats, rats, and other exotic creatures. Oh look! It's a bat! You get the idea of what exploring a creature in the dark is.
And the elephants, lions, and hyenas. Gators? Elephants? Lions? Hyenas?
Yes, there are so many more creatures like sharks, and also there are many others like dogs in the wild and flying birds in the wild. And wow, the best part I love about Kratts Creatures is flying on a hang glider like a bird and watching those old-time favorites produced by the Kratt Brothers themselves. Now this is totally awesome for the kids.
It's a jungle out there in the city, country, and other places that you can explore on as the Kratt Brothers locate the creatures about the city, jungle, rainforest, and so much more in the far corners of the globe.
Also on Kratts Creatures, there's a rarely seen behind-the-scenes footage that is only available on videotape. After all, I love how the Kratt Brothers presents all kinds of creatures to the television audience, to the kids and adults. Now that is so much fun.
Of course, what will it be if safari explorers would love to stroll through wildlife with some gear provided? Just like a good Boy Scout, a safari explorer should always come prepared.
If you would like to own Kratt Brothers behind the scenes, please let me know, and I will ship out a DVD to you. Kratts Creatures is an awesome PBS Kids classic show filled with nature and all kinds of animals.
So on my final thoughts for Kratts Creatures, this show is totally awesome, and it's geared toward younger viewers, and it is one of the best PBS Kids shows in the 1990s. That's what I talked about in PBS Kids Memories back in the previous season of Agent Mike's. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to grade Kratts Creatures 8.1. This show is totally awesome.
So where to next, Chris? Tigers in India?
Yeah, and on the way we can stop and visit the Komodo dragons.
Great. And we can't forget about orangutans.
Or the clouded leopards.
Or the binturongs.
Or the sun bears.
Or the gibbons.
Or the flying lemurs.
Alright! Looks like we are inside the hut. And the next Kratt Brothers show that I will be talking about is all about a lemur with the Kratt Brothers to talk about different animal creatures in their hangout at the treehouse. And the lemur and the show that was also aired on PBS Kids back in 1999 is called ZoBooMaFoo! Now, of course, ZoBooMaFoo was an unofficial spin-off to Kratts Creatures. And it also teaches preschoolers what kind of animal that is. And there are some songs that can tag along and join along too. And you might be able to find out what creature that is. So now, here's my next TV show review in the Kratt Brothers Collection episode called ZoBooMaFoo. Here we go!
ZoBooMaFoo with the Kratt Brothers!
While walking in the woods one day, Chris and Martin saw something strange. A little leaping lemur who liked to bounce.
Ah yes, ZoBooMaFoo, a nature preschool show with Chris and Martin. And with their lemur, Zabu. Now that is amazing.
By the way, this hideout is called Animal Junction.
Indeed, the Kratt Brothers are the hosts in this club called Animal Junction, where they meet Zobu the lemur, who came to life and looks like a puppet. And wow, they introduce preschoolers to different kinds of creatures in a happy and entertaining way. It is so beautifully filmed, based off from Canada, which is made by Earth's Creatures, the same company that made Kratts Creatures. And indeed, it is totally awesome for its time because kids love exploring all kinds of animals like the jaguar cub and chameleons too. ZoBoo explains to them.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy! Take a look around you in Animal Junction. You'll find all kinds of different animal creatures that you will be able to find everywhere you go, such as a zoo, a national park, and out into the wildlife.
Indeed it did. It also introduced real world stuff where kids trying to role play like walking, and there are some animated sequences in ZoBooMaFoo, like a little wolf cub. And the best part I love, where the Kratt Brothers and ZoBoo entertains the preschoolers how to howl. Check out this clip.
You have to know how to do it.
Oh, okay.
Let's howl. Keep going, ZoBoo. You're sounding just like a wolf.
All wolves howl, including timber wolves. And get this.
Yes, indeed. They all love to howl, especially the kids and ZoBoo. And the Kratt Brothers loves to interact with those creatures like I told you in Kratts Creatures. And also in ZoBooMaFoo, there is a claymation feature about ZoBoo meeting with different kinds of creatures in this imaginary forest, as it pretends well in this segment.
Other cool things about ZoBooMaFoo?
Some other cool things in ZoBooMaFoo is where the Kratt Brothers hang out with the creatures in Animal Junction, and they love to play with them, and they love to learn more, and they love to get along. Plus, even the creatures interact with other creatures, and the same ones like wolf pups and wolves. And of course, in the real world, kids love to plant all kinds of plants in their own backyard. They can become a habitat if they do the right things there. That's how it is. Now, just like it is on Kratts Creatures, the Kratt Brothers, they still love to explore on ZoBooMaFoo, meeting different kinds of eagles and birds and preys of birds and so much more. I even love how they rode on a hot air balloon, searching for more discoveries of all creatures like hares and so many more. Boy, it is a true Kratts Creatures fashion that can be found on ZoBooMaFoo. And they love to go canoeing, just like in Kratts Creatures. Indeed, it teaches preschoolers in a happy and entertaining way, like I told you, meeting different creatures every time. And even those little kids, they love to interact with all kinds of animals, like rabbits as pets, and they love to meet with bears in a zoo. And they love petting things like wolves. ZoBooMaFoo is a terrific preschool show. Ends with a song, and see how we say.
Make an animal friend today.
Getting down with ZoBooMaFoo. It's so much fun. So in my final thoughts for ZoBooMaFoo, which of course, it is totally awesome to preschoolers, but everyone still loves the Kratt Brothers. And it's so awesome that you'll love all kinds of different animals showing up in Animal Junction. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give ZoBooMaFoo 7.9. For those of you who love Kratt Brothers, this is totally amazing. And while we prepare for the last Kratt Brothers show that was aired on PBS currently, take a look at the Kratt Brothers show aired on National Geographic Channel.
Be an insider in the creature world. That's the mission. The Kratt Brothers, dropped in remote regions to live with the creatures, through their eyes, on their turf, by their rules. Be the creature.
Be the Creature is a wildlife series designed to immerse both the brothers and the viewers in the world of animals. Unlike the brothers' previous works like Kratts Creatures and ZoBooMaFoo, Be the Creature is oriented towards a teen or adult audience, or both. The brothers place themselves in the thick of the animal world, sometimes in high intensity or dangerous situations. This series also features some graphic footage in an effort to portray life in the wild truthfully. Out into the wildlife, in other words. And boy, this is an awesome animated series that was aired on Nat Geo Wild, or National Geographic Wild. You should definitely check this out by buying the Season 1 DVD set.
Boy, that's a look at the show that was aired on National Geographic Channel. Now, since 2010, Chris and Martin appeared once again on PBS Kids. This time, both live action and animated. Can you guess what the show is? That's right! Wild Kratts! Oh yeah, Wild Kratts! This is one of the awesome PBS Kids shows that was aired since 2010. And it features new characters Aviva, Koki, and Jimmy, who helps the Kratt Brothers to find the creatures and to activate creature power. Boy, every wildlife hunter has to have a creature-powered vest on, and Chris and Martin not only wears it, but also Aviva and Koki. They assist them on the way to catch a little one and to reunite the creature's families, and to solve the mystery of the creature and to have fun with it.
They're here. The show has lived to see another day. So here they are, those two nature brothers we know. Chris Kratt, Martin Kratt. They're known as the Kratt Brothers in Wild Kratts.
Hit a speed and lizard glide, falcon flight and lion pride. Gonna go wild, wild Kratts, gonna go wild, wild, wild Kratts. Gonna go wild, wild Kratts, gonna go wild, wild, wild Kratts. Go wild, wild, wild Kratts.
Gonna go wild, wild Kratts, gonna go wild, wild, wild Kratts, wild, wild, wild Kratts! Oh yeah, that was totally an awesome theme song that I really love, and to get with the beat to every PBS Kids viewers nationwide. So now, here's my review of Wild Kratts.
Ah, yes, this is one of my all-time favorite shows on PBS Kids. I like how Chris and Martin met with a wolf pup and teaching him how to howl after he came out of the den. Here's an example about wolf howling with the Kratt Brothers and the Wild Kratts team.
Cub.
They're always ready for action to learn about all kinds of different creatures in the world.
Oh, I love Little Howler. It is so awesome that I love wolves. Oh! Yes, indeed. This is one of the best episodes I watched. And it is totally awesome.
The Kratt Brothers are searching for clues like animal footprints, and they love to learn about rhinos, how they roll, and how they do. And they also love to investigate out into the open spaces, like forests and jungles. And I love how they met with all kinds of wolves. And I like how Chris became a moose with his creature power, of course. And the animation style is so awesome, even what 9 Story Entertainment could do. And the Kratt Brothers really did an awesome job on Wild Kratts. They love to hang around with the Wild Kratts team of Aviva, Koki, and Jimmy. They love to hand out power discs to the Kratt Brothers, and Aviva and Koki sometimes transform into different creatures in some episodes. After all, they love to activate their creature powers, like wolves, for instance. That is my favorite creature of all. And I love how they presented in action with the wolf cub called Little Howler, and they love to run away from a panther or a jaguar, whichever you can call. It is so awesome. Love to get out into the open spaces.
Watch out for those villains of Wild Kratts. They're gonna ruin the Kratt Brothers creatures, and they're gonna mess up the creatures and turn into anything else.
Yes, Wild Kratts contains villains of Zack, Donita, Dabio, Gaston, and Paisley. They're the bad guys who would like to get their hands on different kinds of creatures, and the Kratt Brothers didn't like them. And of course, Wild Kratts containing natural science and all kinds of animals for kids to learn. And Chris is teaching the viewers about lizards, like the Draco, for example, as seen in photos and of different creatures.
Activate creature power! Yeah!
That's right. I like how Chris became a Draco lizard power who loves to glide across the open sky. And he is able to take down Zack in a blow. That's teaching the villains a lesson. And Martin is so thankful that Chris can do anything.
Other cool things about Wild Kratts.
The coolest thing about this movie is Ziplining by Chris and Martin, and the Tortuga, which Chris and Martin was part of the gang, learning of all kinds of different creatures, shapes, sizes, and forms. And Aviva gives the Kratt Brothers briefing about creature powers, how they need to activate, and the Tortuga gang, known as the Wild Kratts team, loves to go different places around the world. Also, another coolest thing is that both Chris and Martin are able to glide like Draco lizards on the Tortuga. And boy, isn't it so much fun that they love to glide like Dracos? At every episode of the Wild Kratts is that Chris and Martin live action, they talk about how different creatures meant to be and how they understand each other.
There is a difference between a horn and tusk. Horn and tusk, where you'll find on rams, bulls, and of course, narwhals. Now that is so awesome. I like how Chris and Martin found out what the horns and tusks really are.
Another coolest thing about this television series is the mystery of the narwhals, of horns or tusks, that are actually narwhal's tooth. And of course, Chris and Martin learns how narwhals grow their tusks out from their tooth. And they reactivate narwhal powers with little Tusker, who already has a tooth growing. And that is a challenge of how narwhals meant to be. And another episode, Let the Rhinos Roll, Zach captures Chris, while the Tortuga gang does research on rhinos and hands a creature power over to Martin and Chris. And boy, do we get those evil rhinos a lesson made by Zach? Chris and Martin stop Zach's rhinos, and they are able to bring the little rhino back to their family. And it's so a touching moment on Wild Kratts.
Oh yes! That same old thing that Chris and Martin loves to find out what the creatures are.
At the end of every episode of Wild Kratts, Chris and Martin talk about how these animals grew up to become adults, from puppy to an adult. Now this is how those viewers will be further learned from Chris and Martin about natural science and animals. And they love to have fun with them at the same time. Of course, it is meant for school-age children. It is for everyone who really loves to learn all kinds of animals of all shapes, sizes, and forms. Wild Kratts is an awesome animated show on PBS Kids.
Oh boy, the Kratt Brothers still entertains to this day. And it still does. So in my final thoughts for Wild Kratts, the animation and live action were beautifully entertained, and they did an excellent job talking about of all different kinds of creatures, just like in the previous shows that I talked about. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Wild Kratts a 8.7. Give this a try whenever you can. It's definitely worth it. Well, that's all the time we had, and already the sun is about to set, so I'm about to return to the Explorer's Jungle Camp. So thank you all for watching the Kratt Brothers collection here at Agent Mike's Movie TV Show Reviewer. If you got any questions, comments, or requests, send me email here at agentmikemtr@gmail.com. I will be happy to respond to you back and answer all of your questions regarding Agent Mike's and also some wildlife creatures. So, this is Agent Mike saying, happy safari exploring, and I'll be seeing you in the next movie or TV show review. Happy exploring, y'all! Oh, yes! Hey, all you Junior Rangers, Safari Explorers, Wilderness Explorers, Creature Hunters, and Kratt Brothers fans! Thank you all for watching this Kratt Brothers review. Don't forget, I am always here. If you would like to become a fan and view my videos, visit our Facebook page at facebook.com/DragonAgentProductions and let me know and leave a question, comment, or request. You can also view my videos and subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/DragonAgentProd1 and leave a question or request as well. You can leave a message on my blog at agentmikehub1.tumblr.com, and I will be happy to leave you a reply. For more information about Wild Kratts and the Kratt Brothers, visit www.krattbrothers.com. And if you'd like to become a Junior Ranger, or for more information about national parks, visit www.nps.gov. And I'm sure that you're going to have a great time. This is Agent Mike, and I'll be seeing you all in movies and TV shows, and out into the wild. And remember, adventure is out there. See you later.